Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please sit down. I requested this gentleman to sanitize the microphone a little better because quite a number of you have talked about my age. And you know what that means. And I want to thank those who have wished me well. When the LSK president was talking, it's like he was bidding me farewell. I'm still around for a while. We have quite a number of things to do. As you know, the judiciary has a very, very strict protocol. A retiring judge takes terminal leave. So when my time comes, I will receive a letter from the CRJ asking me to take terminal leave. I believe that will be somewhere in November. So I'm still around. Don't worry. I'm still around, and we are going to meet in a number of functions. The Honorable Deputy Chief Justice, Justice Philomena Mwilu, the judges of the Supreme Court here present, the President of the Court of Appeal, and the judges of the Superior Court here present, the commissioners of the Judicial Service Commission, Mr. Aden Mohamed, the CS, East African Affairs, Mr. Uching, representing Mr. Mucheru, the Minister, the CS ICT, Your Excellency, Franz McCann, the Netherlands Ambassador to Kenya, the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Mr. Nudin Haji, the CEO of ESCC, Mr. Mubarak, the President of the Law Society of Kenya, all heads of the agencies of the NCAJ represented here, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today is a great day for the judiciary and the administration of justice in general. It marks the singular most important step in our long journey to harnessing information technology as an integral part of our service delivery to our people. It's exactly 10 years ago when the digitization of the court records was identified as a critical aspect of the judicial reforms by the task force then headed by the Honorable Justice William Ouko, the present Court of Appeal President, in 2010. This is what the East Task Force said then, and I quote, "An ICT policy and a master plan should be operationalized in the judiciary to ensure strategic development of ICT infrastructure and systems for present and future needs." He further observed that judicial reforms must always focus on information and communication management in the institution, and that resources should be provided to the judiciary to facilitate digitization of the court records, automation of the court proceedings, and the establishment of interactive databases, end of quote. Subsequently, there have been many reports and many efforts to mainstream ICT as an integral feature in the judiciary's day-to-day work. For example, the Judiciary Information Communication Technology Committee, chaired by the retired Justice Philip Waki, even as far back as 2011, was spearheading many infrastructural and other initiatives aimed at mainstreaming technology in the judiciary. Along the way, countless pilot projects have been undertaken, most of them at the Milimani Law Courts, but the rollout of the extensive digitization has remained elusive, with one challenge being consistent over the years: lack of funds to move beyond the pilot stage. Some of these pilot projects have proven to be highly successful. The implementation of the e-filing system at the Milimani Law Courts, undertaken in close collaboration with Mr. Aden Mohamed, then CS for industrialization, and he holds that fort up to now, I believe, has, for instance, directly contributed to the improvement of Kenya's ease of doing business. I want to make a remark here that we want to do our very best. We are doing and we want to continue doing our very best, Mr. Aden, to have our country rank high in the ease of business, of doing business, so that we can attract investment. You have emphasized that. You have talked about the time it takes to finalize cases. And the figure, I mean, the number of 465 days are there in our records, and you have mentioned that. When in other jurisdictions, less than 200 days are taken in finalizing dispute resolution resolutions, so that investors can be attracted. This requires not only cooperation, but resources. And I'm sure that you will take the message that you have talked to the relevant authorities to ensure that we have resources so that we can go on. While most of these